Gongxi! Welcome to another episode of Putting Dr. G on the Spot on the first day of the Lunar Chinese New Year. For this new year, we are celebrating the auspicious year of the water rabbit. Is your life actually as overactive as the water rabbit when it comes to your bladder? So this week, we're dealing with overactive bladder and lifestyle to reduce the overactivity. So what exactly is overactive bladder? In fact, overactive bladder is characterized by three things. Number one, frequency. So this is daily, urgent, frequent desire to pass urine. And number two, nighttime frequency, and that's also called nocturia, and waking up at night to pass urine. And number three is urgency, that compelling desire to void, which is difficult to control, and sometimes that can be accompanied by involuntary loss of urine, such as urinary incontinence. So essentially, overactive bladder is a condition that the etiology is unknown. But we realize that there's a lot of lifestyle factors that contribute towards overactive bladder, such as lifestyle of the sort of food and drink that you take, and constipation, obesity, and all these are the contributing factors towards overactive bladder. For the diagnosis, the most important thing is to rule out other things that mimic that overactivity, such as urinary tract infection and also neurological conditions such as Parkinson's or multiple sclerosis. Once we establish that, then we will start looking into how to reduce that frequency and urgency. One of the most easy way to deal with it is your dietary intake, because we know certain food will provoke the actual bladder contractility and certain food will relieve it. For example, spicy food. Spicy food contains something called capsaicin, and capsaicin can get the bladder contracted and makes you feel like you want to pass urine all the time. Other things such as preservatives and colorings, all these flavorings and colorings and artificial stuff that they put into all these preserved and also artificial material will induce that contractility. And lastly, caffeine and carbonated drinks and alcohol. All these three beverages, although may be very popular during Chinese New Year, but it will see you very actively going to toilet, just like a very active rabbit. And lastly, alcohol can make you diuretic and make you producing urine and then make the overactivity worsen. Things that will improve it, certain fruit and vegetable that is rich in vitamins such as the watermelon and such as apples, and all these fruit and vegetable will help you to soften and also reduce the contractility of the muscles in the bladder. In addition to that, certain fruits such as broccoli, celeries, and also kale are the really suitable vegetables in order to reduce that. And lastly, certain food that is rich in fiber, such as bran and cereal, will reduce the actual risk of getting constipation and reduce that problems of overactive bladder. For the last week of January, we're going to deal with another very important subject. So we're going to talk about diet and lifestyle that you can do to preserve that New Year resolution and ensure that you stay hard for the rest of the year. On that note, you carry on putting Dr. G on the spot.